Greetings and welcome to another edition of one of the top sources of unadulterated, unfiltered social commentary and political discussions. It's top 10 worst of. Often implicated, never replicated. Top 10 worst of lists. And today, oh my stars, have we got just a profound top 10 list topic today. It's top 10 worst tortures for the producers of the TV series The Masked Singer. I don't know if there's anybody out there. I pray that there isn't, but there might be a couple of lurkers and ne'er-do-wells who might be fans of Masked Singer out there, checking things out, advocating for big, displays of emotionally bereft, empty, soulless, regurgitated, middle-of-the-road plasticity that Masked Singer TV series is a poster child of. Number one, know that I sincerely feel that your lives are underwhelming, that you can do better. I am thinking nothing but positive thoughts for your recovery. But anyway, so let's get on with the. So I'm your host for today's episode. I am Igor Beaver, and it's just so great to be here. Number one, just the introduction, so that you know, I am. I'm going to be talking about things, and if you're somebody who's like stringently opposed to talking about things, you might need to try to buffer your emotive response mechanisms with something, maybe a comfort food, perhaps, or perhaps, idle hands find the genitals. Maybe that'll calm things down for you. I don't know. All I can say is my personal experience with rival top 10 worst of lists in the biz, as it were. I find myself frequently reaching for Igor Jr. To mollify my rage and displace my more prurient impulses. Whew. And that's a good thing, as Martha Stewart would say, on her way to some sort of greed-addled deception, ripping off more people from some of the middle-of-the-road, milquetoast, intellectually stunted bulldink that she's been passing off for 30, 40 years now. And that's just the good thing. Today, we'll be stuffing double stuffed Oreos into the orifice of a large Tom Turkey. That's right, it's double stuffed fudge dipped Oreo cookie stuffing recipes today on Martha Stewart Barely Living. Pitiful world that we live in. How somebody could get a show like that, and I can't even get a major league distributor to blow to get a decent budget for a pilot for a legit TV series version of top 10 worst of lists. I'm deeply resentful of Me Too, not because, women's well overdue for women to have more power in the expressive arts, as it were. But it's taken away my last sort of recourse for being successful in entertainment, which is blowjobbing my way to the top of the food chart. I ain't got nothing. Talentless? Check. Disturbing to look at? Check. Fat and greasy? Check. I'm checking all the boxes except any of the boxes that lead me to superstardom. Superstardom that I richly deserve. Because I might not be much to look at. But I lost my gag reflex in during a unfortunate incident down in the French Quarter of New Orleans that I don't really care to go into any further than that. Yeah. Today's list, and all right, so I'm not partisan. I'm not going to be any of that stuff anymore. I'm just forget about it. It's anytime you start to objectify entire groups of people with broad brushstrokes, it's the pathway to full-on bigotry. So you can go ahead and be hateful and hate. It's done so much for you to advance the causes of the working class and middle class and blue collar types. I gave you one of those. You're a bunch of pig dogs who deserve everything that you get. I'm sorry. I'm not going to hold back. If I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. Would you rather have me hold back and say, oh, you're not to blame for any of this stuff. Let's find somebody to blame. Let's round up the usual suspects, blame all them, and then just go off and, watch 5 hours worth of TV with a giant pint of Haagen-Dazs. And you're scooping it in like 2 fistfuls. You got 2 spoons going like so, and you got a whole thing going. Wow, so Asti Spumante deserve every bit of it. It's not their fault. Evildoers are going to be evildoers. They're going to get their evil doing on, regardless. You're the ones who are sitting around just sort of playing the victim card over and over again. Dealer has 16 showing. The player has 14. Would you like a hit? Oh, it's a victim card. Oh dear. Not the frickin' victim card again. Yes, we all know it. We all know what you're going to cop to and what you will try to cast aspersions on people and say it's those guys who screwed things up. No, it's you guys who screwed things up. No, it's you guys who screwed things up. Wabbit season, duck season, wabbit season, duck season, wabbit season. What the hell's wrong with you? It doesn't matter what caused global warming, climate change. Or who's responsible for it. What matters is fixing it. So why are you sitting around arguing about those man-made causes? No, it's natural macro weather trending. No, it's man-made. No, it's macro weather training. Duck season, rabbit season. There was a sign that things were going wrong right from the point when you started to say, walking around under the banner of no kings, even though the Democrats were the only ones who had a candidate that wasn't actually elected to be a candidate. And they're going, oh, well, those guys we're trying to stop them from being, fascist. But pretty much okay with it. As long as it's our guy will, like, chuck it up to experience. All is forgiven. You're the least popular candidate from the 2020 elections, primaries, and we somehow wound up with you as a candidate, and you're walking around just talking about like coconuts falling off of trees and stuff like that, and somebody who should have been able to be beaten by a small tube of toothpaste or the stuff that you get out from the middle of a cantaloupe. A pile of that stuff from the middle of the cantaloupe should have been able to beat Donald Trump in 2024. And you toss out Kamala, and she's going around like, "Hi, my Charlie Mingus, Charlie Mingus," and you lose. You lose an election to somebody who has the integrity of the inside goo from a cantaloupe. Or, I would have accepted the inside goo from inside of a pumpkin. Although, the pumpkin has the seeds on the inside goo, and those are actually pretty valuable and a rich source of protein and 18 different daily doses of your basic vitamins, minerals, and ultimate vitamin. Oh no, it's look at the MAGA voting in the maniac. Look, yeah, why are they voting for a maniac? I don't know. Are they voting? I don't trust the voting stuff. That's on you guys to try to figure that one out. ES&S and all those shady backdoor LLC companies. Backdoor LLC companies are not my bag. Not my bag. But the fact of the matter is, if Biden didn't fall asleep at the presidential debates, if they hadn't hid it from people, which they clearly did, on the road to, trying to get, Biden his second nomination and everything like that, if they didn't immediately ramrod Kamala Harris down everybody's throats 20 seconds after Biden resigns, you could have chosen a nominee all the way up to the Democratic convention. That's how they used to do it every time. If Fannie Willis doesn't, blow the Georgia voter fraud prosecution case by going to Pound Town with one of her underlings, Trump gets convicted on that case. It's in the hands of the Democrats. Trump gets convicted on the case. He there's no way he can run again, but no, Fannie Willis, Democratic prosecutor down in Georgia, said, well, I'd rather take one of my underling co-workers to Pound Town. So, why aren't you blaming all that, for at least maybe a tiny little bit of it? But no, you're just like saying, oh, those MAGA cult members, oh boy, ooh, doggies. Look at what they've done to us now. Now we got reflecting pools of, $14 million reflecting pools that caked in algae. Algae hiss case. That's where it all started, algae hiss. We should have known right then and there what Richard Nixon was all about. He was clearly a crypto-fascist back then. But no, Greatest Generation's got to take an 80-year-long nap after World War II. Greatest Generation, there's some messed up stuff going on here with Nixon and House Un-American Activities Committee and, voting for the head of the military to be the head of the civilian government. It's looking a little, what? I'm busy. That's Greatest Generation's answer to you. But Greatest Generation, you spent 3 years fighting, with some level of dedication. Soviet Union Army, or anything like that, not even close. But you're out there fighting with some dedication. Greatest Generation. We need you now, though, because something's up. The people who built the Wehrmacht, who gave Hitler the money to build the Wehrmacht, They got away unscathed after the end of World War II. We even had people like Prescott Bush, who got busted at Union Bank for laundering money for Hitler, was Hitler's banker in 1942. They got shut down. And now he's a senator. And he's, doing backroom deals with Nixon and Eisenhower in the White House, head of the military, head of the civilian government. We need you, Greatest Generation. Come help us. Come save us, Greatest Generation. Shut up. Can't you see I'm trying to get some shut-eye? Greatest Generation. My ass. I have a large ass. And all of it, 100% of the ass, is ready for Greatest Generation to come here and eat it. And feast of it feast, even snarf up all the leftovers that you can't finish in your first helping. Where was I? Why do I get off on such tangents? Anybody figure out, are there any psychiatrists out there? Might be able to, I don't have the money for a regular psychiatrist, but maybe I could get some armchair psychology from some of the viewers out there. Might be able to figure out what the hell is wrong with me. I'm fighting the good fight. I try to justify it by just telling myself that all the time. I'm trying to do good things. I'm trying to make good things happen in the world. There's a world of suffering. When you see somebody that's suffering, you see somebody that's in trouble, and you care about that something, you reach out and say, how can I help? What can I do? If not to make it better, to at least make you feel better about the free fall collapse of your integrity. And, it really wasn't, the United States really never was all that great. There was no again to make America great again. It should have always been make America great. And just leave the rest of it off. You really got to be that confrontational, like there's an again where America was great. Was it when they wrote the Constitution and said that black people are 3/5 human and women are 0% human? Was that the great part? And they were like trying to just reconstruct the monarchy. The only part they changed was that the taxes that we were sending to England stayed here in the United States. That's the only thing that changed. Everything else is all just a big load of bull dank. The same old, same old. So that's not, again, making America great again from back then. Was it, during the War 1812 when we got our asses kicked? No. Was it in, 1860s with the Civil War? Was America being great then? Bludgeoning each other by the hundreds of thousands in order to just try and free slaves and chattel slavery? I mean, why is that not just like, immediately something like, oh, well, maybe just pay him a few bucks and, room and board. It wouldn't be that much of a position to be jettison the slaves and just kind of pay them, pennies on the dollar. They're not going to, have anything else to do. And, but no, instead they're going to slaughter everybody and hate everybody forever and kill off, well-educated, reasonable men for giving a rat's ass. It's just like, no, that can't possibly be the again from Make America Great Again. Is it the Reconstruction time? No, that wasn't a very good time either. You got the KKK, you got a bunch of Jim Crow things, preventing people from being able to vote, and just so much hatefulness, on and on and on. It's a relentless bevy of hatred and slaughtering Native Americans and enslaving black people. And, oh, God, what the hell is wrong with the people of this country? And then you take a look, I really think it's sort of like, something a lot deeper, because we've got a flag, and on the flag it's got the 5-pointed stars, and the 5-pointed stars in the position that they transpose them onto the flag is, kind of like a little bit of a disguise, but the 5-pointed star is also an upside down pentagram. So we have a flag that's 50 pentagrams, upside down pentagrams, sitting on our flag. What if they really meant that to be a pentagram and just put it on there to sort of, muddy the issue, provide a smokescreen? But really, the founders of this country maybe they were satanic. I don't know how else to explain it. It feels satanic, I can tell you that much. Not that I would know what feeling satanic is, but you got a frickin' breakfast sausage called Morning Star, which is a euphemism, a slang name for Lucifer. Why would you have a breakfast sausage that's named Morning Star if the United States wasn't really a sort of disguised the United States is actually the Great Satan. Have you ever thought about that? Yeah. Oh, they came to the aid of Europe a couple of times. Well, they didn't do a whole heck of a lot in World War One. They came in like when the thing was pretty much done. By the time they actually deployed troops, they had about an hour and a half left before they decided to call it quits. And in World War Two, yeah, I mean, we showed up and we gave them a lot of money and lend-lease and all that kind of good stuff. But the fact of the matter is that everybody sort of takes blame, calling the United States the savior of all that kind of stuff. And really, it was the Soviet Union 100% that were the ones that defeated Nazi Germany. And to think any other way is just again. Let's not get too delusional in order to be able to proceed. Oh, speaking of proceeding, let's get on with things. So I've got first of all commercials. Got to get to those commercials. We got to pay the bills here. So we're in part sponsored by new Gatorade Holy Water. Taste what refreshment is all about, because exorcisms, excommunications, baptisms, anointments can really wear a body down, not to mention the frequent cover of a pedophile priest. And remember that I said not to mention it. That's where Gatorade Holy Water comes in, giving the body what it needs to replenish the electrolytes, balance the pH levels, and create a mysterious quasi-toxic glandular secretion from your pancreas that forms into a serum once released into your bloodstream that transforms you into a vampire shark that swims through the air and feeds on the blood of methadone addicts. And of course it refreshes your thirst while it blesses the unclean. It's sacrilegious. Gatorade Holy Water. Oh my God. Coming this fall to the FX network, it's the exciting adventure comedy series from the producers of the classic Gilligan's Island. It's Bennigan's Island. It's the story of a bunch of castaways from an amazingly diverse array of demographic and socioeconomic profiles who get stranded on a desert island where their only means of comfort and only vestige of civilization is a fully tricked out Bennigan's restaurant, inexplicably located right on the frickin' southeast corner of the island. Watch as these lost adventurers make the most out of being stuck in a total, isolation with only a few creature comforts to dull the acuteness of their suffering, such as the Southwest Sampler Platter, Guinness Glazed Popcorn Shrimp, New Buffalo Chicken Minis, or Brownie Bottom Pies. Faced with these insufferable indignities and hardships, will the castaways survive and create enough neatly packaged 22-minute-long dramatic events with a full redemptive arc to inspire anyone of the network execs to give the green light to buy an additional 13 episodes? You are commanded each week to turn in and turn on and touch Winkies with your favorite castaway, the Skipper, the Professor, Marianne, Ginger, Quetzalcoatl, John Benet Ramsey's Wet Nurse, Harvey Firestein, Uncle Remus, Admiral Poindexter, Judge Mathis, Vincent Price, a 6-ounce container of ranch dressing, a 4-ounce container of ranch dressing, Refrigerator Perry, Pikachu, that has been dumbed down as Bald Creep from Smashing Pumpkins. I think I'm, Peg Boy. And I don't mean the punk band, underground Peg Boy. I'm talking about a boy that loves to be pegged, the head of the Ritchie Billy Corgan. Mary Todd Lincoln and Terry Schiavo. Oh, no, don't tell me I did a Terry Schiavo joke. Oh, my career. My budding career with Top 10 40. But don't be surprised if next time you Top 10 Worst list, you see another host they've been grooming somebody. I think it's going to be the Bride of Frankenstein. I think is being well. We've in fact done rigorous market surveys that have one castaway for every demographic profile of interest to you, the average slob. It might not be entertaining. It might, in fact, be specifically designed to make the commercials seem exciting and attractive to watch in comparison. But who cares? It's not like you actually have exacting demands on the quality for your entertainment. I mean, if you can make King of Queens a hit, then there's just no reason to pay any attention to quality anymore. Just join us here each week, my friends, and sure to get a smile from 18 or so castaways of a wide variety of demographic profiles and appeals here on Bennigan's Island. And speaking of King of Queens, I mean, listen to the lyrics of the theme song to King of Queens. I'll tell you exactly what it's the most obvious example of how all this stuff is just social engineering. The King of Queens theme song talks about how he doesn't want to do anything after work. This couple, the barren couple, has no kids or anything like that. They just sit around and watch TV on all their free time, or who the hell knows what they're doing. And they go, in the theme song lyrics go, I just want to drive right home and sit on the couch and hang out with you. It's like the most underwhelming, unambitious load of hooey of everything. And it tells you, graphically explains to you, note for note, exactly what they want out of the great unwashed. Sit around, watch television, and wait for your next orders as we present them to you through ongoing diminished capacity training and lies and garbage. New hot dog flavored toilet paper, new from Reamer Products. With a taste this delicious, you might want to have one Chicago style with everything on it. It's hot dog flavored toilet paper. And from the makers of calling cards now come call girl cards. These babies work just like prepaid calling cards, but instead can be used to charge the cost of local call girls in any of the 48 contiguous states and parts of Guam. Makes a great stocking stuffer. Plus now, the call girl card itself is available in super absorbent polycarbonate blend. So it doubles as a great panty shield in a pinch. It's call girl cards. That one's embarrassing, really. I apologize. Let me see if I can come up with one just to try to salvage the whole shiznaz over here. Gigolos, plus size escort service, our motto, you've had the best, now try the rest. I've already had some radio commercials cut. He's got using baby's got front. I like big guts and I cannot lie. Those other words I can't deny. Squeeze by. And of course I'm talking about, I'm just a giggle-o. And everywhere I go, et cetera, et cetera. You get that one. Come ride the jiggle and see for yourself. When you go wide, the deeper the ride. So bad. Oh my God, I need time off. The top 10 worst of lists is in part sponsored by new Ginsu airbags. The airbags littered with various ultra-sharp blades which can cut through bones and flesh alike upon impact during car wrecks and alien attacks and still slice a tomato into a razor-thin portions. Once you know that everything in the most minor fender bender would result in grisly death, you'll never drive dangerously again. No one will. It's the new Ginsu airbags. Don't leave home without them. All right, enough. Let's get on with the frickin' list already. Jesus Christ, another half an hour of our lives wasted without a single positive attribute to take away from all this nonsense, blithering idiocy that I've been selling on today's episode. Wow, what a disappointment. Anyway, so let's try it again. Top 10 worst tortures for the Masked Singer producers. Because those guys, I mean, they need some pay. We need payback. And Masked Singer just, it goes too far. You can go, you live in Survivor Ireland and all that kind of great race and everything. My big, fat, Greek wedding. And, I mean, you can try to find something redeemable with it, maybe not. Maybe I'm just zeroing in on Masked Singer a little bit too heavily, but it just is so pathetic, and the music is so horrid, and it's just, having people just kind of, it makes your head spin how ignorant and, childish and infantile all this disposable crap really is. Number 10 in the top 10 worst searches for Masked Singer producers that we should subject. You need to start subjecting the producers who are doing all of this outsourced propaganda ministry stuff and make them suffer and feel our pain. Feel my pain, bitch! Would chipper up all of the performers an hour before the planned show taping. And maybe, record it. Maybe you could have, like them gargle as they die. It's like some sort of melody that you say, like the person who gets the highest style point assignations from our judges, as they get swallowed up by a wood chipper and singing, Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf, wins an extra brownie point on their road to getting invited to the top 10 worst of rap party on the Chicago Architectural Tour. Would chipper them up. Listen to them gargle as they try to sing, Let's Keep It Together. Come on, let's work together. Whatever that song is. Number 9, have them solo pilot an oil tanker through the streets of Hormuz. Yeah, that'd be a good torture for masking a producer. Because you just never know what's going to hit you. It's going to hit you. You know it's coming. You just don't know what direction. You don't think those things fly awful fast. I don't know how anybody protects them. Which leads me to believe that the whole Iranian war thing is all made up. It's all just, I used to remember back in the day how I used to comment on how we would see videos on every angle of every firework that's being shot towards the enemy to blow their nose and to blow their brains out. But still, it seems just so much more invasive and horrid to live through. So have some of them pilot their tankers through the Strait of Hormuz, and we'll, make examples of a few of them. If you got it, you just take them in. You take them to, I don't know, give them an excursion, a 3-day paid vacation at the Hanoi Hilton. Number 8 of the top 10 worst tortures for the Masked Singer producers, because the show is so bad, so distasteful that, you almost want to, punch the executive producer in the face. It's just that bad. Number 8, duct tape all the players' pee holes together. So you say, hey, look, come over here. You got just one less thing in your wardrobe malfunction in the makeup department. They need to see you right away. And then you go in and it's somebody with a very thick and absorbent looking picture of themselves from back in the day, and you get then you and after that you duct tape their pee holes together, so they with the really thick and nasty gooey duct tape, that stuff that really not than any of this piddly little electrical tape or gaff tape. Number 6, give them a blood eagle. I'm not exactly sure what a blood eagle is. I knew at the time of the writing of this, but something's, sorry, I'm going to look it up, man. Blood eagle slang. Blood eagle slang. Meaning, you give yourself a blood eagle, which is one of the more barbaric tortures of ancient Norse style. A victim would either be cut down the front a la disembowelment and the ribs would be separated. Ribs. Like major league impromptu surgeries without the benefit of anesthetic. I mean, before anesthetic was invented. And you separate the ribs in such a way as they come out through the victim's back, giving the illusion of wings. Oh, that's not good. That is nasty. But, spare the rod, spoil the child. That's what all the people on Epstein Island used to say. It does seem a little bit of overabundant in the gruesome methods of active torture. Anytime that you're going to do something that winds up leaving your chest cavity exposed, like the blood eagle does, you got to think that it's, it give you a little perspective. It seems bad to me. It seems really bad. But here you have it. It's a thing that people do. Blood eagles. Come on, man. I've had a rough night and I hate the blood eagles. Oh, yeah? Well, you can get out of my cab. Jerky McJerks a lot. The blood eagles. I got a peaceful, easy bludgeoning. Number 6 of the top 10 worst tortures for Masked Singer. Producers. Tie them up and microdose them with poison so it takes them 3 months to die. That would make a great movie title. They betrayed their ultra-right-wing, surreptitious cabal. And then they gave them a microdose of poison. And they were able to be nice to each other before the next items on this list. Number 5 of the top 10 worst tortures for Masked Singer producers. God knows that puke that they keep churning out is such exclusively such a waste of time. Get your acts together or just give up the ghost and move to a nudist colony or something. Do something to get yourself out of the general population, I must say. Number 5 of the top 10 worst tortures, the Masked Singer producers. Make them spend 5 minutes with Reba McEntire. No, anything but that. Not Reba. It would be pretty awful. It's that Reba McEntire. She's hot soup. Hot soup. Don't make him do it. Samantha. Time for a little Art Carney or whatever that guy's name was. Paul Lind. Number 4 of the top 10 worst tortures for the producers of the Masked Singer television series. Force them to have... they need punishment. Look at these horrible things that they've made people suffer through. Force them to have the animatronic band from the Country Bear Jamboree from before they updated the political correctness on it to be the band for their wedding reception. Yes. Oh, yes. Number 3, send them to an all-inclusive vacation at a rebuilt Abu Ghraib prison. That's nice. Yes, wouldn't it be great? That would make such a better TV show. Just have the producers of the... and some of the crew and, probably a lot of the guests and, co-hosts and stuff like that probably deserve the type of all-encompassing ass grab that would be their time in Abu Ghraib prison. That would be delicious. And number 2 of the top 10 worst things to do to pay as payback to for all the producers of the Masked Singer television show. Make them carry around Greta Thunberg in a face-to-face baby carrier nonstop for 3 years. And you're like doing stuff. You're like listening to your own personal vinyl copy of Joni Mitchell's Blue. And you're totally like completely relaxed for the first time in a very long time. And then all of a sudden you feel something crawling out from underneath your abdominal flap. And it's Greta Thunberg. And she's pissed off. And she's blaming you for allowing Zionists to live. And all kinds of nastiness. She's got a full head of steam. She's coming at you, bro. With like it looks like it could be a switchblade machete. And she got you by the nads. She's spreading the duck butter. Spreading the duck butter. It's the Jethro Tull version, spreading your nut butters. Your nut butter. Duck butters. Spreading your duck butters. And number one of the top 10 worst things to tortures for the Masked Singer producers, to pay them back for all the years of gunk that they've deemed it necessary to torture us with. And that would be the top one of the worst tortures for Masked Singer producers. Make them actually watch the TV show, The Masked Masked Singer. Make them watch The Masked Singer. I can't think of anything more torturous than that. Plus, they probably get an extra special torture about it because as they're doing a thing, they're getting more and more tired of it and whatnot. And you're just like, why would I do this to myself? Why did I make myself watch that garbage? I've already got enough challenges in my life and I need a way out, but I just can't lie down while I'm thinking about the fact that this guy, this other, producers of The Masked Singer are getting away with it and living large. No, that's not helping. Nobody's helping. Get out of the way, shut up your face, and just learn to live with it. And, eventually somebody's gotta piss off the wrong person. And they're gonna, come up with like a death watch, I don't know how that part goes. A death sermon and something. They're sitting around by the jar of adult lemon eccentric developments on the global economic stage as it pertains to the undercarriage of the entire victim and their car as well. And then there's a phone booth across the way from the parking lot where the car is stored. And she picks up the phone and she actually won't give the guy the time of day. And denigrates. And it's just the fact that this particular artist is there at the gig and playing, some minor league part, but it doesn't seem all that much different from what they're putting out for. I just got nothing else to do, I'm guessing. Maybe they just have reread a lot of the stuff and if this guy right here, this guy can hang on and hold on to their threat and check their privilege and all that kind of stuff, make them actually watch their own show. It'll bring them right straight back down to earth. So anyway, they've given me the green light power to be able to decide who it is of the previously tortured for the Masked Singer, half a dozen different Masked Singer so much for that. So much for that. They're not buying it. I think my pitch was great. They just weren't having it. I didn't know what the hell's going on. But you bring in a $2-3 hunk of meat, and you cattle program program in the back with the cattle program, and they get all worked up, but they don't turn on you. They're just looking for ways that are away from you, and they just kind of stand there and, try their best to hold down a job, and it gets worse from there. But you got to have somebody. You got to have somebody. Ray Walston is a. I don't know what to tell you. All right, so anyway, that's all the time we got for. Wait, Mason and I actually forgot to ring my ding-a-ling. What a pleasure and honor it's been to be able to be here once again for another edition of Top 10 War Stuffs. Don't forget to tune in next time when the Top 10 War Stuff is going to be one of the most enlightened and profound examples of defiance in our low-down, shook-up world. It's top 10 worst alternative uses for your third input. So, come on back now, you hear? And we'll be waiting for you. We'll keep a light on in the window.